If you know Breaking Bad, then you'll know of this as Los Pollos Hermanos.
Hey, greetings riders, how are you? It's now day 4, and I thought I'd just give you a bit of a recap on where we've come from and where we've got to. So you might remember we started day 1 in Las Vegas, then we went across to San Bernardino to check out the first McDonald's. Then we hung on down via the Salton Sea down to the Mexican border here, followed it along and stayed that night in Yuma. So that was day 1. Day 2, we started in Yuma Prison, across to Guy Bend, down to Ajo, Y, and down to the National Organ Pipe Cactus Monument down here. Then across to Sells, across to Tucson, and then down to Bisbee in southern Arizona. That was day 2. Day 3 from Bisbee, you might remember we went down to Lau, then we went across, staying close to the border, down to El Paso. We had lunch at the Chico's Tacos, and then we went up to White Sands National Park here and stayed in Alamogordo that night. So that was day 3. Now we're on day 4, where we're going to head from Alamogordo. We're going to head across to Roswell in New Mexico here, and we're going to see some alien stuff. And then from Roswell we're going to head up and around through Vaughan there and stay the night in Albuquerque, where we're going to check out some Breaking Bad stuff, including Los Pollos Hermanos. So without further ado, let's get into it and get out of Alamogordo this morning.
Well, we're on the road in Alamogordo, 7:45. We're going to go to the National Space Museum, have a look at some of the things outside. I think we might be starting to get into some of the older part main street. Check out that building on the left. Guys, transmissions. There you go. We're starting to get some old classic stuff now. Classic in motel. Not so classic. It's not classic if you can't sleep in it. You got your Silverado there, slightly raised for some desert work. We're popping up to the Space Museum. We're gonna have a look at some of the remnants that are outside. Closed. Yep, no, understand that. No motorcycle parking. We'll see about that. How about that view through there? And then there's the museum itself. Well, let's have a quick look. What do you got? Your Nighthawk egress. It's the Thor cradle transporter. Apollo command module. Holy moly, let's go to the big boy. What's that? Little Joe 2. The solid fueled Little Joe 2 was used to test the Apollo launch escape system. Hello, Little Joe 2. Mock up. Touch. This is pretty bonkers through here. You'd have to admit there's even more inside, I'm sure. So we're heading up through the Sierra Blancas to Cloudcroft, which is actually a ski field, but at this time of the year, on a day like this and with the weather we've been having, we should be fine to get up there. Now this one was definitely off the table a week ago. Okay, pulling into Cloudcroft. But you got Cloudcroft. I'll tell you what it does have, and it is the odd little smattering of snow still. So I know they got some cool stuff, but obviously catering to the, you know, kind of skiing community. It's like an old Western themed area. Okay, let's get out of here. Get on the road to Roswell, which is 2 hours, 3 minutes away. So I think we're getting close to 9 o'clock now, so it'll be 11 if we don't muck around too much. I was wondering if it might turn out that this is the icy side. Definitely be taking it easy. Watch out for moose. I have to say I'm enjoying the difference in scenery. This part of New Mexico, so the other side of Cloudcroft. Okay, so we just turned off onto a smaller road. I have the weirdest sensation on this road, I have to say. I mean, there's no one else around. I can't see anything up above, but it sounds like there's like a small prop plane above. You know, those look slightly more arable. There's just no animals. I guess this is the middle of winter, so it's stinking hot in summer. There's some cattle yards there. Empty Creek, and this is winter. just saw a sign that said don't go picking up any hitchhikers because there's prison facilities in this area. Anyway, I've just passed some pretty tough housing, to be honest with you. Lots of trailer park home type scenarios, some which looked a bit like they were blown out by a hurricane or something. It's 22 miles from Roswell. Not sure exactly where the incident took place, the alien craft that was spotted. It's a big conspiracy, you know, you've got to take it seriously and ask yourself, you know, what's the government hiding? But we'll be looking for some evidence in Roswell itself.
Welcome to Roswell. And it was at this point that I put the camera on the wrong setting as we were riding into Roswell, and I was keen to do a commentary as we went on through, so instead we're at sort of time warp speed. So let's take a look at Roswell as we start to come through it, and eventually I do actually put up the 360 camera, so let's take a look here. Well, first up, it is absolutely fantastic to see the US flag flying. We then passed the International UFO Museum, which, to be fair, doesn't have great reviews, so we didn't stop there. What I was really here to do is to visit the remoteness of Roswell, because it's a long way away, but also tie into the theme relating to my business. And if you might remember the first episode in San Bernardino, the Sierra Vista, here we actually have a very unique McDonald's restaurant in the world. It is the UFO-shaped restaurant, which ties into the theme of Roswell and the Roswell incident. Well, we made it all the way to Roswell, New Mexico, and there it is, McDonald's spaceship-shaped restaurant. Fantastic. Found some evidence of a spaceship landing. Check that out. Dunkin' Donuts getting into the action. After a quick bite at the UFO-shaped McDonald's restaurant, then got on the bike, started heading up towards Albuquerque, which is still a good 3 hours away, and really trying to spot some good ranch art on this road, but very difficult to spot, I think, because a lot of the ranches are quite small. The land's not particularly arable, so probably hardly any animals, to be fair. Very straight roads, hooting along at about 75, which is the speed limit. And the most interesting sort of first stop was Vaughan that I went through. So let's go straight there.
We're coming into Vaughan. I don't know what Vaughan's got. Check out this Americano. Oh, look at these old places. The Yucca Motel. Ferris Burritos. Bel Air Motel. That's still going. A few of these other ones aren't so much. The Ranch House Cafe. That's no good. Saliches.
Yeah, so Vaughan really seems to be a place that is on the down rather than up. In the 40s, it was a crossroad, or a new crossroad in terms of the railway and road. Got up to about 1,500 people. 10 years ago, it had over 400 people. Today, it's got less than 280 people.
We're coming through some small town or something. What you got for us, Encino? It must be tough in Encino. I mean, what is going on around here? I don't want to sound funny about it, but I know, having done a bit of research prior, that places probably like Encino once were.
And yep, Encino's populations now are about 50. At its height, probably beginning of the last century, it was about 400. So it's certainly come back. The main thing that is here is the post office.
Lots of RVs parked up. That could just be for the winter, in the sense it's warmer here than up in the north. United States Post Office. Well, you got some great old buildings in Chino. Okay, we're hitting a bit of Route 66 and Clines Corner, which has got some fantastic signage.
Clines Corner dates back to the 1930s and has been a pretty famous and reliable stop on Route 66 since in this part of New Mexico.
5 acres of truck parking, how about that?
I bought a cap here, visited the bathroom that you saw, and saw the only bit of political merchandise for sale on the whole trip.
Well, coming into Albuquerque, if you happen to have watched the movies Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, then you might recognise a couple of locations. God, there's one over there, Crossroads Motel, check that out. Well, greetings from Albuquerque. This restaurant here is part of a chain. It's a New Mexican restaurant chain, and if you've watched the dreadful series Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, then you'll also know it as Los Pollos Hermanos, and this is where the terrible Gus Fring had his headquarters, and where Lalo from the cartel suggested that he look to franchise the chicken chain.
I stopped and had a very quick burrito in the chain that really I understand was saved by its association with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and its infamy. It was also funny taking off from this area as it started to get dark, because suddenly it's felt quite dodgy and felt a bit exposed as we're in this part of Albuquerque and on the way back to the motel in Albuquerque itself.
Albuquerque, getting to the motel. I wouldn't want to be doing this any later, to be honest with you. Problem with this bike is it looks absolutely, well, it is basically brand spanker, so it certainly does catch people's attention, which, depending on which part of town you're in, may or may not be a good thing. Oh, Route 66 and crossing the Rio Grande. Here we go again, once again.
It was really great pulling into the Monterey Motel here after what had been a pretty long day. The Monterey Motel, it is beautiful, stunning motel. It also had a great bar area and had some entertainment with a couple of excellent folk singers that night, Seth Hoffman and James Haynes. They were playing Bob Dylan numbers and some originals, and Seth also twigged that I was from New Zealand and played a song in Maori, which was quite incredible. Very talented musicians, both of them, and so yeah, full credit to those guys. Nice one. I just want to say too, thank you very much for watching so far. I hope you've found it enjoyable. Do let me know if you've got any comments. I'd love to hear from you, but also if you've got any questions on how I found anything over there, love to see your comments and interact with you. Nice one. Have a good one. Safe riding. Bye for now.